Dr. Ken Ashigbe, who has been leading this for a long time, he's now CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. He says, well, we can commend the president for what he's saying, particularly that in the NPP, he, Ken Ashigbe, Kwame Sapong-Asiedu, Pebu, took a petition to the CID over Akonta Mining. That is Chairman Wuntumi's entity. And the president, even though the state itself, through Abu Jinapo, who was Natural Resources Minister, Minerals Commission, they had issued a statement to give a verdict that he was involved in some crime. It took President Akufo-Addo to come tell all of us that he was not in that business. So what President Mahama is doing is good and is showing leadership. Some say this is just for the optics.
Record on Galamsey is abysmal, and it's one of the reasons why MPP lost with the margin that they lost. An example is just what you gave. To that extent, therefore, what President Mahama is doing is better than what President
Akufo-Addo gave it the biggest highlight.
No, absolutely.
As a fight.
Highlight is not a solution. So what I'm saying is, his record
Operation
is
Halt, Operation, how many of the operations?
We sat here. You remember when we were talking about drones were in the previous government, we said they will fail and they failed. The point is, what President Mahama is doing today concerning his own people is better than what President Akufo-Addo did, but that's not enough. Before I continue, because of the earlier points we made, there's a quick rejoinder that I want to put. One, Chief Justice Gertrude Tokon was not on the panel that had the issue around the National Cathedral.
That. I stated that.
You did, but I think there's some response, so I need to clarify. So that should be clear. We are still disappointed with what that panel did, but that point should be made clear. Number two, Godfrey Dame was not the AG then, he was the deputy AG. And the issue that came was not about state funding, whatever, it was about the constitutionality of the state getting into it, and they defended that the state was not necessarily getting into it and all those other things. And that indeed, it was not unconstitutional for the state to support, just like they support Hajj. So I think those clarifications, we made it earlier, but I want to say it again, so we don't have it.
I think it was because he was in court.
Yes,
so people remember his face as Godfrey Dame, who was
we need to
defending.
Be clear. We say things here, we don't have all the time to do all the details, but I think it's important to be clear that it's not personal at all. Back to Galamsey. So see, I say, so far, we've had only 6 months, all right? This president has done or given signals or indications that we never saw in the other place. But it is not enough. Why do I say it's not enough? Even in these 6 months, Samson, I sat here on this platform and said, President Mahama will not repeal LI 2426. What happened? Everybody was saying, what happened? He didn't repeal it. All right?
I was one of those who doubted you.
I told you straight. I said he won't repeal it.
Because they were so clear about it in the campaign.
So well, the verdict is out, right? I was right. Everybody else was wrong. And I said, there were a new set of people out there mining, including new equipment. They are shifting off the old set, putting in a new set. Today, as we speak, some people are under investigation. They are not guilty yet, but we'll live to see. All right. However, the indications are that I agree with what Dr. Atakanegi just said. People are telling the president that don't go there, because this is what we need to do, A, B, C, D, E, and he seems to be listening to them. If it goes this way, this government will fail.
He started his administration by prohibiting appointees from small-scale mining. No, he didn't say illegal mining. He prohibited them. Now, the third national vice chair says, look, I do legal mining. I'm not involved in illegal mining.
So semantics.
The national organizer, Yamin, also says, I am not involved in illegal mining, but I'll submit myself to the investigation.
That's exactly what we're hearing in the past. That, please, not all of it is illegal. This is legal, and then you don't know what, and they're all messing up, okay? And you made a point. He prohibited them from small-scale mining, legal or illegal. That's how I understood it. But they are in there. My point is clear, and again, I'll make it short. The indications are bad. If he doesn't take a very serious step above and beyond what the previous government did and allows people to say the things they are saying to him, this government will fail again on Galamsey. Galamsey the National Cathedral, and a number of issues were the reasons why the NPP lost with such an abysmal margin. I again agree with Dr. Tony Edu. In fact, I've said it before, that the Ghana Army does not lack the wherewithal to solve this problem. But note this, Galamsey is not an environmental problem. It is not an economic problem. It is a political problem. Why it is a political problem is that the politicians are the people involved.
Anytime we have put the army, the police, and other security agencies there, they end up getting accused of complicity.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a political problem. Because like they said, they arrest people, please release this one, release that person. So I agree with him that we need to...
As Ankuma says, money and poverty cannot coexist.
One of the other. So look, if we want to use our army, we need to set them in a space where the politicians, they will be out of reach of the politicians. But here's a problem. I don't see anything more important for our National House of Chiefs to do than to constitute from that place, National House of Chiefs, a group which will lead the fight against Galamsey. But we hear stories that the chiefs themselves are complicit. Okay? We have commissions on small arms. Galamsey is worse than small arms. Maybe it's time to have a commission on Galamsey, have the Santini and other prominent chiefs on that, give them a battalion of army people, and make sure that when they take an action, nobody can say, release this person or release that person. But Samson, increasingly I am getting despondent about our ability to fight Galamsey, simply because our leaders are leading it and our people are benefiting from it. Today we have a gold board, all right, and our indications show that a lot of the gold that the gold board is getting is coming from Galamsey. Now, I am ambivalent about that because gold mining has not really gone down to help people that much until Galamsey came in, and then all kinds of ordinary people are, benefiting from it. But look at what it is doing to our environment. So we need to have a balancing act here. And I say it's a political problem. This is one of the things our political leaders must sit down, do some really hard thinking, come to an elite consensus on both sides of the political aisle, and say that we will solve this. Otherwise, forget it.